welcome to all my dear students, parents, and patrons of Modern School. I, Shilpa Chawla from Modern School Kota, is sitting beside a very charming girl, Miss Kanupriya Raniwala. Hi, Kanupriya.
Hi.
And not only an ex-Modernite, she's a successful architect, an entrepreneur, a proud owner, and founder of All India Permit travel company based out of Sikkim. And today she'll be sharing the experiences the experiences of converting her passion into a career, and why she believes that no job is a lesser job. And she'll also give us some inputs for the students so that they can also pursue travel or any other passion as a lifestyle. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. First of all, thank you everyone for joining in. And I'm very happy and I feel kind of honored to be here, to be thought worth sharing my life out here. So I'm very happy and thank you so much for coming in. And thank you, Modern School, for having me here.
Okay. So, Kanupriya, you all know that the situation of pandemic, COVID-19 is going on. And people are not thinking about traveling now, right? So how do you feel travel will change after this?
So along with so many other businesses and infrastructure, everything is going virtual right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have to accept the fact that the virus is going to be here. It's not going to disappear. So first of all, if we all want to travel the way we used to travel, we need to be responsible in being safe against the virus. That's because what I'm seeing in Kota right now, people are just walking around without any safety guards, without any safety measures. So as they say, boon boon se ghada bharta hai. So it's the same thing. If one person is not following the protocol, if one person is not following the protocol, it is just going to multiply. There's so many more people like that. So nothing, forget travel, nothing is going to come back to what it used to be. And what travel is right now for me, actually, travel has always been a way to meet more people. That's how I shifted to Sikkim also.
Okay.
To know a new culture, to live in a new context, to live in a new surrounding. So that is travel for me. And right now, through our portal, what we are doing, Travel AIP, it's on Instagram, and we are trying to get people virtually closer, because nature is something that you will see, probably not in another year or something, but probably somewhere sometime in future. But I think we take this opportunity to actually get people closer. So we are doing these online sessions called a Journey Inwards, where we are interviewing people from different walks of life, from the very robust settings of Sikkim.
That is so interesting.
And we're getting those people on board, and they are actually talking about what real Sikkim is, and about their childhoods and about the work they are doing and stuff like that. And I think that's really picking up. And as again, right now in school also, we've converted everything into a virtual setup. So the sooner you do it, the better it is for everyone. So I think travel also right now is something which is very stationary. I think we've got this time to reiterate ourselves. Travel inwards, take that break and travel inwards, and then I think we can move ahead. I think it's a good time to look inwards.
Okay, so one question I want to ask, I'm sure many of you would be interested, that what made you choose travel as a career? You are a successful and qualified architect. Why travel?
So for me, travel, getting into a travel biz show and being a travel professional did not happen overnight. It actually happened because of architecture.
Okay.
So back in the day, when I was pursuing architecture, we used to travel a lot. That's how I got into photography. That's how I got into content writing. That's how I got into creating new stuff. Just creating, solve a problem and create. So architecture taught me all that. We got that opportunity to move out, observe, and create something out of nothing. So during that time, I developed, my first solo travel was in 2009, when to Porbandar, and that time there was nothing called solo traveling. You know, you travel out of necessity. Like that was the whole idea of traveling. So that's how it began for me. Like I felt so free being alone and visiting a place and documenting it and studying about it, that it was like, that's how I think, like that's how it started for me. Like I wanted to travel.
Okay. And see, many of us, the students as well as parents, are obsessed that their child should be an engineer, a doctor, a painter. But you know, when you say, "Mom, I want to travel," or "Dad, I want to see the world," so how did you want to? Did you you had to convince your family for that, or they agreed to it, or struggles you told them that I want to pursue this as a career rather than architecture?
Right. So it's a very interesting question, I think, and we should like really bring it out.
This is very important. Yes.
Yeah. So I will just like talk about my transition from school to architecture first.
Yes.
You know, so my parents actually have a very different set of parents. Like I'm very privileged to have them in my life. Like they never pushed us. They never compared us to, you know, the kids from our other class. They never, they asked us to be all-rounders. Like when I was small, I was in a Kathak class also. I was in a classical singing class. At the same time, I used to go for karate. At the same time, I used to go for sprinting classes. Like I used to, I was
not usual for
yeah. So I was like, you know, exposed to a lot of possibilities, you know, a lot of co-curriculars since I was small.
A lot of exposure.
Yeah. So, and I can see that now. Like I can see, you know, like, so I was given, my mother had given me a scissors when I was 3 years old.
Okay.
She had taught us how to play with clay and all of that since we were very small. So I think because of that, we have this ability to, you know, analyze things faster and choose from what we want. So my parents, like, you know, on that note, like my parents have never been pushy parents. They have like, let us be, you know, you find your thing, and they've given us that time. But also when I was taking up architecture, like I told my parents that I don't want to read any books no more. Like I'm done. Yeah, like, you know, मैं बहुत पढ़ लिया है. Like I have, because I had a very good grade in the 12th. I had a very good grade in my PCM, and you know, a lot of people were telling me, oh, you should do IIT, you should do AIEEE.
So that is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Good marks, good grades, you enter engineering.
Exactly. So I think because of the exposure that I've had in my childhood, that we used to travel a lot. My parents used to take us on road trips to, you know, Himachal and Jammu and all of that. We used to do everything by car. I think all of that kind of made me choose something else. Or it gave me the freedom to think outside the box. Like, you know, it gave me the liberty to think that, yes, I can do something else.
So they never imposed any of their decisions on you?
Yeah, never. They just left it, you know, on me. And when I was getting into travel, of course, they were like, okay, now what new you've got for us, you know, like that. But I think, so I excelled in my college also. Like when I was pursuing architecture, I was the college topper. Oh, wow. I got a lot of university awards. I was like financially independent since 2010.
Oh, great.
So they had this idea that, okay, you know, she's not going to die without food and a roof over her head. You know, she can, you know, do that. And so I think like they made all four of us, we are four, they made all four of us quite empowered to take care and, you know, make decisions. So I feel that, you know, a success for a kid is much more based by how their parents bring them up, you know. And then I was like planning to, like, you know, when I was like conceiving this idea of having a travel company, so they were like, okay, you want to try it, go ahead. You know, you are in Sikkim and you're enjoying it, why not? And then like I took them for a trip, you know, like I took them for a self-curated trip. And so that was my experiment on them. Like after being into that business for like a year and a half, I called them and, like, you know, from pick up to drop, I treated them as guests, and they were like, okay, this is a good job. Yeah, I think like you're doing a lot.
So you got a green signal from the family.
Absolutely.
And it is obviously a push.
Yes.
You know, a very positive push when your parents are with you in your decisions.
Right.
So what were the main challenges which you faced after that?
Right. So I have always been a very, I won't say a non-society person, but I do not care a lot about what people say. Because
the stereotypes.
Yeah, I do not. And that has happened with my, not my immediate family, but with my extended family, because the generation we guys come from is the generation where the face of success is to have a job, to have a government job, or to have a job which is
number
giving
of zeros
you,
out here in the,
the package.
The package.
Right. Yeah. So when I was studying, like when I was taking up a career, I was choosing up a career. The idea was like when I was studying also, and I just graduated. Like people used to ask me, "So how much do you earn?" And then I realized that the whole idea of success is like so toppled in our society. The idea of progress is so in a society that I like actually stopped caring even less for how people think, and that caring less and believing in yourself is like the biggest struggle that you face, because you have like so many options and so many things thrown at you, and to like decide from that what is right for you in the future is like the toughest part. So I think I am definitely blessed to have the kind of parents I have, the kind of friends I've made in that journey, the kind of people I've met in that journey. Like either I've made the right decisions or I've been to the right places. I've just like landed in the right place. And so I think like, that has helped me, because everybody's got a struggle. Like, everybody has got a struggle in their life. I think you need to really like believe in yourself of how exactly you want to pan that out. Because so, like when I want to do architecture, like this place, like it is still flooded. Earlier, that the new classes were just coming up back in 2005. Like,
all right.
So,
15 years.
Yeah, 2005, and I wanted to do architecture. While architecture was taken as a career which people do who do not get through engineering.
A substitute.
So my first struggle was that to like get out of that pressure from the society, thinking that I am not worthy of
engineering.
So because at that age, when you're just finishing your 12, you want a certain amount of appreciation for the hard work that you've so you want that kind of appreciation from your family, from your friends, So I was kind of I had boycotted myself in like mingling with people, because they only spoke about engineering, they only spoke about biotech and all of those, and my mind used to just like fuse off when I used to listen to that, because there's no brainstorming happening, like so that happened. And then when I went to one institute to enroll myself, they said that they are teaching AIEEE, and there was engineering and architecture, 2 brackets. I was like, finally I got a class where I can actually like study for an entrance. And I went there and they said, "Arey, architecture padh ke kya karogi?" Exactly. So I mean, you are an institute. You are someone who are handling so many kids' ka future in their hand, and you're pulling somebody down. So that was like, and then I was like, it's very simple. I don't want to be sitting right now. That's why I don't want to do engineering. And that was, he was very intimidated. He was very intimidated by that fact that I was very proud about it that time. Now I feel I was like a douchebag to say that to someone. But it's like, that's how my rebellion used to come out. And then like my parents were with me, so I took up a college like outside. I gave different exams. I did a different kind of home training and everything, and then I got through. So the struggle has been since after these, when you're just breaking stereotypes, that's the struggle. And like you need to believe in yourself to be able to even conceive the idea that you're capable of something else.
And see, Kanupriya, you're an architect. You are the founder of All India Comet. Then you write also, and you're into photography also. You're into blogging also. So how do you manage personal and professional life? How difficult it is?
Truly speaking, it's like sometimes even I feel like that what's the scene, but I think like it's very much fused together. There's like this certain kind of a very natural balance between my professional and personal life, because I've realized that all the friends that I've made and all the relationships that I've had with my family or with my friends or everyone has actually grown stronger when I have expressed my work in front of them. So they are not like, professional and personal life are not like two different doors for me, but they are like this one very big 1 BHK room where, you like doing everything together. So that's pretty much my life.
And you are a Rajasthani by blood.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen your pics eating dal bati.
Yeah.
Then why Sikkim? When Rajasthan is the leading tourist destination, then why did you choose Sikkim?
So I think about that now, when like I have a business and now I can think that I can do stuff in Rajasthan. But to Sikkim, I had no idea that I'm going to be having a travel company. That I was just going to Sikkim to travel and also to like work in an architecture firm, because building in mountains is it's an entirely different thing than building in the plains. So
it all started with architecture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's like when I was in Sikkim, and there was like this moment when I did a high altitude trek when I reached like 5,000 meters, and I was standing right in front of the third highest mountain in the world. And I had like tears in my eyes, and that moment I still got like goosebumps. Like that moment I can never forget. And I think like when that happened to me, it was like a 7-day long trek.
Okay.
So I felt that, if that trek can bring in so much of change in my life, like, those 7 to 10 days, I think there's so many more people who would want to do that. And that's when the whole idea of a travel company started. At a height of 5,000 in some God forbidden landscape, like at a temperature of -15 is when I conceived that idea that I want to do this. And then it, of course, took like another year for it to like roll out. Yeah.
And apart from Rajasthan and Sikkim, what is your favorite travel destination?
There are like loads actually. I love Himachal a lot. I love Himachal a lot. I want to go to Kashmir. I have not yet been to Kashmir. Then I want to travel a lot in like further in the northeast.
Okay.
And I loved Nepal. Like I loved Nepal. It's like so robust and it's beautiful. Then I like Pondicherry a lot in India, and because I've lived there also for some point of time. And yeah, there are like actually a lot of places. I think like, destinations are more like the kind of memories you have from them. And so that destination becomes your favorite destination because you've got good memories of that.
So currently it is Sikkim?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. So let's come back to Sikkim. So tell me, how has Sikkim been so far? I'm sure you must have had so many life-changing experiences there.
True. Sikkim is like my, literally my
second home.
Yeah, I would say it's my first home because I've like already lived like 6 years over there. And when I was coming back, my mom was like, I know this must be very hard for you. Do you know to be here for 3 months and not be in Sikkim? I was like, yeah, it is. Like, it was like a very emotional thing when I was like coming back during this time. But Sikkim is a place where, I got to be who I am. Like people do not have a problem, or like they don't have these biases against men and women. Like, people are empowered over there. Like I wouldn't say women are empowered over there. People are empowered over there. Like they know what they are doing, and they're very modern. They are, the way they think, the way they iterate their life is way modern. And that gives me the liberty to be who I am over there. So there's like not a lot of hustle that I have to go through. See, hustle is always there, but it is just that that place just makes it comfortable for me. The pace of the place, the way things move around over there, slow and easy. So I am like, that is my kind of life. Like I am not a very over ambitious woman. I just take as it comes and I make the best of it. Of course, I give my 100% to it. But I don't push myself too much. So Sikkim makes me Like, yeah, who I am right now definitely is a lot of it is because of Sikkim.
Of course, you spent 6 years of your life there,
Yeah.
so I can understand. And talking about empowerment, so have you ever felt that travel, in terms of management, is a male-oriented sector? Have you ever felt that women are treated as secondary when it comes to management in travel?
I don't think so, because or maybe people might be thinking like that. But when I was taking up travel as a career, at least it was not there in my mind that, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I'm a woman.
Okay, okay, all right.
It never came to my mind that, how will I find a place for me to sleep or this, that. It just never came to my mind. So people who think like that, I think it's an obsolete question actually. People who think like that are people who actually kind of do not believe in themselves. Like the kind of people who ask this are quite capable of not doing so many things because they've got this idea in their mind. And I think that should be worked on by themselves, by people around and everything. So I feel it is there. Like in society, people always think that, this is a male oriented job and this is a female oriented job. But I think when you look at travel and when you go to homestays anywhere, you will see men would be cooking, men would be washing the dishes.
Okay, which is absolutely
it's perfect, and if so they are doing those jobs which are always said that, oh, that's a women's job. So basically men can do what women can do and women can also do what men are doing.
There is no job that this has to be done by a woman, it has to be done by men.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Like, absolutely not. Except like I've seen in the mountains, I've seen like women carrying like loads on their back as Sherpas do. And I think if you see mountain women, they're like so mentally strong and they really inspire me. Like they're so mentally strong. And in the mountains, I won't say it's a patriarchal society. It's not. It's more oriented towards the women. Like women really take up the stand and they run the show. Yeah. So I don't think that difference should be there.
So tell us something about mountains. Tell us about the places you have visited and you have gone. So just a few travel experiences.
So okay, there are actually loads, but there are like these moments called magical moments.
Yeah.
Okay, which like remain in your head like a photograph. So you might not even have a photograph of that, because you're like so tuned in those 5 seconds, you're so tuned to be in that moment.
Yes.
So those moments are something which really explain not just mountains, but a lot of anyone's life. And mountains, of course, like they're very peaceful. They are, they're serene. It's that's what I was like thinking earlier also. Mountains, uh, they have their own energy and they have their own power. But whenever you're traveling to a new place, it's the people which make that place unique. They render the place with their flavor. So it's for me, the mountains is meeting the mountain people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So whenever I travel, like right now, if you see on Instagram, on social media, you see travel has been shown as a very glamorous job. Oh wow, you travel to, oh, you're so lucky, to travel. Like that I get like so often that
it looks like a piece of cake, honestly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, oh my God, she's traveling. Oh my God, look
she's so lucky.
She's so lucky.
So I think
she's been handed.
Yeah. So like people
and
think that it's beautiful. Not. Yeah. I think like wherever that person is, has been through there are definitely like super privileged people who get everything served in the spoon. But I think like everybody has their struggles. But I think for me, travel is more about like meeting people and learning from them, whether it be mountains or whether it be any place. But yeah, mountains have got like magic that is very strong. And that's why mountain people I think are like so chill. Like they are, they don't have
The judgmental kinds?
Yeah, they don't have, they don't have, the non-required hustle of life.
Okay.
I've seen in like the cities and all, the biggest hustle is to like just curb the society norms. That's the first. Like, then you actually start working on what you want to do. Oh my God, that's such a waste of time. So in the mountains, it's not there. Yeah, exactly. Like mentally, physically, it's so much of energy waste, I feel. And in the mountains, it's not like that. It is like if you've got the gut to do it, just do it. Whether it be a
and
man
nobody
or a
gets
woman.
scandalized.
Yeah, and nobody gets scandalized. Like nobody gets intimidated. Nothing. It's simple. Like if you have the gut to do it, just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, respect comes from there. That's all.
So, Kanupriya, you said that traveling for you is meeting new people, meeting different kind of people. So you must have met lots of people with different attitudes, different behaviors, and who must have had different reactions to different situations. So what is the best piece of advice which you have got and which you carry always when you travel? So no, it is back in your mind. This advice I'll never forget in my life.
Right.
So please share with us also, because a lot of students would be taking travel as a career. It will also help them also.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic question. I think for travel, like the only advice that I have picked up and I would like to share it is like, so even I am a social media buff, like I will not deny that fact. And my entire, because social media gives you that freedom to express yourself and to put your work forward, where people can understand who you are and then probably do a trip with you or to hire you as an architect. Or, however, I think it just gives you that freedom to express yourself. Like that's marketing and advertisement at the end of it. If you're true, you can sell it. But what happens is like a lot of times, like travel industry has been taken, as I said earlier, as a glamorous industry. And when I meet people, and they must have seen one picture of a girl wearing a red color chiffon sari in the middle of a snow-covered landscape.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's not true. But people want to do that.
True that.
They want to do it. Like, so my advice to them is like to be real. Like, and that goes with like every aspect of life, like any career that you're choosing, that you need to like people, you cannot get shortcuts, whether it be travel or whether it be anything. So be at it, work at it. And as far as travel is concerned, like just be true to yourself. Like travel is all about that. Travel is about finding yourself, because back in the day travel used to be a necessity. It was a necessity because you did not have like cars and jets and trains and all of that. It used to be like kings, like a kingdom coming into another kingdom, over a journey of say like 6 months to evade a place. So that was travel earlier, where a messenger is running. That's how a marathon, 42-kilometer marathon happened. That a person is running from one place to the other to deliver a message, and that's why they go through so many experiences in life, that they are said to be wise, while traveling. So I think the journey is traveling and not the destination. So if you focus on that, you would automatically be a true traveler, I feel.
So life is a series of changes for you, right? 12th, and then you entered into architecture, which was also not easy. Then traveling, then writing, blogging. So have you ever thought of settling down somewhere?
So when you say settle, what do you mean? Because like for me, not moving around is unsettling. Like for me, I feel that every 5-6 years I'm going to shift my location.
Okay.
And that I've been doing now since like I think 15 years. Like I've lived in Orville, that's in Pondicherry. Then I lived in Gujarat. Then I came back here. I lived in Gujarat for 5 years. Then I lived here again for 5 years. Then I'm living in Sikkim. It's been 6 years. So I feel that this transition is very settling.
Okay.
Like to
not settling is
not,
settling.
Yeah. Like the whole idea of like, oh, when are you going to settle? I go like, dude, I'm like very settled. Like I am very happy and very satisfied, in the kind of life I have. So I feel that is like I'm quite settled. Because settling, I think, like, a lot of people associate the term settling with security. Mental, financial,
everything.
yeah. And if
having
you
a
are
family, raising kids.
yeah. So that's how they, like, kind of face the name settling. But for me, it's more like if you are happy in what you are doing and you are satisfied. Because if you're not satisfied in doing what you're doing, you are not going to give your 100%. And if you're not giving 100%, the person in front of you is not happy, and you are also not happy. At the end, nobody's happy. And
Why
you will never be able to settle down, So I feel, yeah, settling.
So what is your destination next now? 5 years you've completed in Sikkim.
Yeah. So I have, like, a lot of choices in my hand. Like, choices in the sense, like, I have been thinking, like, where I go next. And there has been a lot of thought around maybe to go to Nagaland, or live there, or go to Himachal and take up a property and live there. So I'm like, if we are doing anything. So if, like, I go like, okay, yahan chalte hain, so I can.
This shift in the attitude solo when you are independent.
Yeah.
When you break the stereotypes,
Absolutely.
when you think out of the box. See, I can see that I can do anything. So, any tips for our students who are, trying to make travel as a lifestyle or trying to follow their passion?
Yeah.
So,
I'm not like the perfect, like, I have not done business management in tourism. Like, I am a very much like self-learned, self-taught person, and I feel being an entrepreneur, I think I can, like, give you an advice on entrepreneurship. I feel that enterprises are, like, popping up every day. Like, new enterprises, people are trying to do new stuff every day. I feel that when you want to be an entrepreneur, like, I come from a Marwari family, and, like, entrepreneurship is in my blood. Like, it comes automatically. But I feel enterprises are a way of digging into a society to solve a problem. It's not a way to earn money. Like, money is secondary. The whole idea of success is, in my eyes, for an entrepreneur, is that when there is an already existing system, the system that we're living, the government and everything. The government is, like, handling such a big country, but there are always loopholes in the system that are left. And entrepreneurs can actually pick up those loopholes and, convert that into a business, is what I feel. So as an entrepreneur, as an enterprise, you should be focusing on contributing to the society and not earning money. Like, I think that's the first core of being an entrepreneur. Money will definitely come. If you are clear in your head of what you want to do, money will automatically run through. So my advice to all these youngsters would be to, like, focus on a very good core value for your enterprise. So, like, collect all your assets together, see what you can do and what you can't do, and then use them. Yeah, absolutely. Like, homework is always there, and you will not find results like that in a night. Yeah. I've seen, like, the youth right now is very impatient. I would consider myself old for that matter, and I'm, like, very happy to do that. Like, I am an old school bee. Okay, so I feel that you guys need to, like, really calm down and wait. Like, be patient, give your 100%, and be patient, and the result is going to come back to you. So the same code, I think, I'm not saying anything different. Like, you need patience, perseverance, compassion. Like, you need to, like, truthfulness. You need to be honest to yourself. All of that you combine together, and you will be Captain Planet for sure.
And one more thing which is very important, that students who want to make something different as a career, travel, for example, but they're scared to tell their parents, or they feel that they won't be accepted. Yes. They won't be accepted, or this won't be accepted. What is this? Be an engineer, be a doctor. So, any advice for the parents also?
Yeah, I think, like,
see, because they're scared. They're scared.
Yeah.
They would feel that it's a hobby.
Right.
You travel. You go where you want to go, but why make a career out of it?
Right.
But you are a living example. You are setting an example for the youth, especially students of modern schools. So, any advice for the parents?
I feel that parents should, first of all, believe in the kids. Like, I've seen a lot of cases When I used to run an art studio here in Kota, to like that was actually the first art studio where I started to teach students to go for entrance exams for design colleges like architecture, because I did not get it. Like I did not get it because of the society norms. So I started those classes when I came back, and I used to meet a lot of parents. So I used to think that I'm going to be counseling students to understand whether they want what they want to do. If they are made for engineering, why not? But you know, if they have a flair for arts, then why not? So when I used to meet students, I realized that I'm actually counseling their parents. You know, it happened to be that, and I've realized parents have such high expectations from their kids. You know, they have already pressured their kids so high to, you know, to have that successful face, you know. And I think that's the biggest problem. Like that's the biggest problem, when that pressure starts building up since you are in school. The kid thinks that this is what his or her duty is. And when you already put a kid into so much of pressure to perform, I think the kid will break sometimes.
Definitely.
You know? So I think with parents, they need to be very patient. They need to. I have like seen that in like a lot of cases. Like when I was taking those classes, parents used to ask, "Acha, theek hai, ye architecture kar lega." You know,
Exactly.
fine, they will do architecture, but what would be the package?
So the definition of success needs to be changed. Success
Exactly.
for them is the package, as we are discussing. It has to be changed.
Yeah.
If one is not happy.
That's what. For me, yeah, that's what. For me, success is happiness. It is fulfillment of what you are doing.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So, like, before coming here, I had a small interview in Sikkim, and they asked me about women empowerment, and I just felt like this term women empowerment is like, you know, so subjective to just women. Why aren't men empowered? Why aren't, you know, even they need to be empowered? Where women are taking the forefront in the house, men are doing other jobs. It's not that only women are doing great things. You know, it's like it's a balance between the two. And success definitely comes in when you have that balance in your life, when you are happy with what you are doing, when you are you know, fulfilled in your mind and in your heart with the kind of work you are doing. And I feel like contributing back to society is it is a successful thing if you can contribute back to the society of like the kind of stuff you're doing. Money for me is not success. It is a byproduct of your hard work. It's a byproduct for validation of saying yes, you're worth living on earth, you know, because you need money to do that. But it's not my first way of my first way of starting a new project, like whether it be through travel or whether it be architecture or whether it be writing, anything. The first idea is to like perform and make a change through your work. Money will definitely come after that.
So Kanupriya, you're the founder of All India Permit. It's a travel-based company. So tell us something about it, baby.
Yeah, like, so this is actually like, you know, these 2-3 months has been when I have given a face to travel IT, when I've given a face to All India Permit. Before that, I always used to be like
backstage.
Yeah, backstage. Like whenever I used to take trips, when I used to like guide people, I used to say, "Oh, I work for travel IT."
Okay.
Like I never admitted that, you know, like on social media that I am the founder. So I think I have started, you know, it's again a process. I have started accepting that yes, I am good at that, and yes, I am doing a good job by making people travel, making them meet new people, making them exchange cultures, making them experience places and a different air and different landscape. I just feel very satisfied doing that. And Travel IT just gives me a very big platform to do it and meet like unlimited amount of people. Because sometimes I think, like, you know, when I'm speaking to someone and when that person says, "Oh, but tum to ladki ho, tumhari shaadi nahi hui." So
That's
it just, So it just goes to my head and I go like, how many people he must have met in his life, you know? And then I just go back that you need to like meet more people. And I think like Travel EIP is all about that. Travel EIP is about uh, living in another setting,
Okay.
in another way. It's not about sitting in a car and going from point A to point B to see a statue.
Done.
But it is, but it is like there's no checklist
And the
in Travel
experience in the
EIP.
entire
Yeah,
journey.
yeah. So like in Travel EIP, like we do when we do trips in Sikkim, we do a lot of momo folding. We do a lot of local wine
really?
making. Yeah, we do a lot of dances. We do a lot of farming activities. We do a lot of stuff like
that. So you connect them to the culture as well.
Yes, yes.
Rather than just, covering the destination point A, point B, point
Yeah,
C.
yeah. Because I myself don't travel like that.
Okay.
So Travel EIP is actually like Travel EIP is exactly like a reflection of who I am. So yeah, that is how it works.
So, a lot of students who would choose hospitality as a career, or maybe travel as a career. So, what all options are available for them?
I think I get this question quite a lot by a lot of the youth, where they want to become, like travel writers, or they say that I can handle your outdoor activity and stuff like that. And I go like, "वो तो मैं करती हूँ. What will you do?" But I think you need to like first of all really understand what travel is. Like if you into travel business, you need to travel. You can't be sitting in a place and just selling packages. I think, that is how travel has become a luxury now. It is like the last industry that will open up after the pandemic. And we don't know whether there is an after pandemic. Like this is the new normal. So I think like
people are going to travel the way they used to.
They used to travel earlier. Exactly. So, I think like you need to travel first. Like you can do your courses and you can, invest in yourself, of course, like getting some professional course done, like is amazing, no doubt about it. But you need to practice it. Like how for architects, they say she's a practicing architect because you can never become 100% architect. Every day you're learning. That's why they say practicing architect. So I feel that you need to be practicing travel also. Like you need to travel yourself first to convert that into a business or whatever you've learned into a profession.
All right. So we have few questions from our students.
Sure.
All right. So I'm going to ask you. First is the question by Kavya Gupta. Interesting question, Kanupriya. She's saying, how can one earn money by just traveling?
Okay. Hi, Kavya, first of all. And thank you for being here and taking part in the discussion. So by just traveling, you can't make money. Like, you are traveling for yourself, but you need to, there's like so many ways right now that you do vlogs, you do blogging. So I do a lot of content writing for my travel company along with other travel companies. And there's a lot of photography involved in it. So basically while traveling, you want to earn money, then you need to collaborate with travel companies or like, content writing companies where you kind of earn money through your experience, like what you express, the data which is like relatable, or it kind of explains what is going on in that destination or what is going on through that travel journey of yours. So because people want to read, and that's how like now I think like news channels and newspapers are kind of getting redundant, or travel magazines are getting redundant right now. And we are all like on social medias and that's what people do. So I think if you want to earn money by just traveling by yourself, I think you need to create content which can be sold, in simple words. As far as like I work, I have a travel company, so I make people travel and I become their guide. Yeah. So I work as a guide, I work as a driver also sometimes. So like I get
cute.
So I love that job. But yeah, I think like there are lots of ways to earn out of travel, and you need to find what you are good at to like, keep that rolling and get some cash in.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Kavya, for asking that question. Wonderful question, an honest question. And I request any one of you, dear parents and students who all are watching the interview, you all can ask the questions. You can just open the chat box and type your question, and we will be featuring your question here. Ms. Kanupriya is with us for a few more minutes. So please, you all can utilize our wisdom for yourself also. So we are open for a question answer round. Thank you so much. So we were talking about content, Kanupriya.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought of writing a book? Your experiences in a book, we would like to read that also.
Okay, let me tell you, I'm a very lazy person. Like, not a book definitely, but I am doing
Maybe
a lot
blog.
of. Yeah. I started with blogs, and then so basically, see, travel therapy is like a one-man army. So like right now, my thought process is like so distributed with so many other things. Probably I expand and have like more people working for me, I would definitely put in some time. Like right now, it's the time to take out some juice. Like right now, you need to like just get there and do that thing by yourself. So I think like probably sometime in the future.
So okay, so you would write a blog in the future. So any backstage working going on for that? Are you preparing something?
Yeah, I won't say that I am like good. I don't think I'm worthy enough to write a book right now. I think like I need to like see much more in life to be writing a book which would be useful to people who read it. So I think I'm going to take time on that. Yeah.
Okay, so now there are many students who are thinking that other than traveling, there are many passions who would, they would want to pursue as a career. So apart from, so what is the best advice you would give them? See, we were talking about traveling, but for example, I am a fashion designer. I also face a lot of difficulties when I was talking to my parents. So there are want to be a chef. So what advice you give them how should they tell their parents, how should they have that confidence,
right.
See, that is very important. Again, this question has come up because after 12th there'll be many students who will suppress their passion and follow the rat race,
yeah
which is not cool.
Yes, absolutely cool. Absolutely. I think like this is from my own personal experience. I feel that parents are your first relationship. These are the first people who have come in your life.
Definitely.
And you need to take care of that relationship. You can't take that for granted, and that goes for parents as well. ये तो हमारा बच्चा है, इसकी तो duty है ये करना. That's not. I don't think that's the right attitude. I feel that the parents and the kids are into a relationship, and there can't always be like take or give. There has to be a give and take. Like it's like a basket. You can't always open the basket and take something out of it. You need to give for the other person also to enjoy.
Exchange.
So I think you need to be building that relationship. I think like you need to build that relationship. You need to spend more time with your parents so that they know who you are and how you can what are your assets and what interests do you have. Like as I mentioned earlier, like my mom had like put us in different kinds of classes, and then she saw us excelling in certain phases of life. Like I was a very outgoing person. She realized that. My sister, she used to read a lot and she used to draw a lot, and so those.
She used to design sneakers also.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. So like so she started. She has seen us perform since we were small. So I think that becomes a good way. I think you need to like really have a good relationship with your parents. Like that's the best relationship you need to have first.
So that you can say whatever you want to your parents, you can share your thoughts and worries and happiness and everything, every emotion share with your mom and dad.
And everything will flow with that, like it will for sure.
Wonderful advice. One more question we have from Riddhi. Thank you so much. Riddhi wants to ask, what do you do in your free time? You barely must be having any. But now when you're back home.
Yeah. So right now I'm like working on generating content for our brand called Raniwala Farms. And again, like I started writing again because of travel and because of architecture, like we had to create reports and all of that. So I've realized that I do not have free time. Like my mind just keeps on running. And I do have free time when I go like, oh my God, like, you know, when suppose I'm sleeping and I go like, I am sure I've missed out on something that I've got free time to sleep. You know,
Happens.
that yeah. But right now
when
in
you are a
pandemic,
multitasker, it happens.
yeah. And then right now in pandemic, of course, I've got like a lot of time that has happened. I've read a
We
lot.
are stagnant, we're not traveling.
Yeah, yeah. I have like, I'm reading a lot, like a lot. And then I've gotten back to cooking, baking, and stuff like that. And reading helps me a lot. So that's what I have been doing in my free time. I'm like reading a lot.
So, Kanupriya, we are talking about COVID-19. Keeping in mind about the current situation, what safety tips would you like to give to offer being a travel planner? You know,
Right. So I feel travel, you know, this is like completely again out of experience that when I take out trips, you know, my trips basically are very experiential trips. And I put a certain price to the hard work that I've done to make that trip. I have not put a price just for the hotels or like the homestays or the gadi, but you're actually paying for the experience that you're going to have out of the entire trip. So my travel advice to people is that you need to start traveling. First of all, you need to like really take travel companies, and you need to choose wisely, because right now we can't further put pressure on the earth. I feel that
we are
the travel industry
already seeing the side effects.
Yeah. So I feel that the travel business has put so much of pressure on earth, like and I am part of that. I can't say that I have been traveling like full zero carbon footprint, but you need to travel first of all very wisely. You need to travel. You need to choose the right people you want to travel with. You need to be traveling sustainably. You need to be traveling with all your safety measures. Like you need to maintain social distance. Don't walk into people's personal bubbles, and like you need to definitely like follow the protocol, the COVID-19 protocol. But along with that, you need to make wiser choices of how do you want to lead your life, and that's not just like travel, but like it's about everything. Reduce plastic, stop eating packaged food. Like that's what we do on our trips. Yeah, that's what we like do on our trips. Like we encourage people to have like local snacks and not have packeted chips.
Okay.
It's been almost 4 years now, 4.5 years that I've not bought a single packaged drinking water bottle. It's been like 4.5 years. Yeah, I think probably more that I've not bought a single bottle. And I try and do that with my guests also. We do a lot of cleaning. So I think you need to develop these kinds of habits to travel responsibly.
So, Kanupriya, any last piece of advice or your wisdom you want to share with our viewers?
I think like guys, you need to focus on. I feel like right now, like education and everything is important. Definitely very important. It gives you a lot of confidence to know who you are. But you need to start really looking within yourself to know what more you're capable of. Because an education system can't fill in all the holes of assets that you have. They can only give you choices. Like you need to tap on them. So like do not play the blame game that I did not get this or I did not get that, but like look inwards and really understand what all you're capable of, like, and give it a try. Like give it a try. Like be brainstorm with your parents, with your friends, like read the news, like understand what's happening and what all you can do, and experiment with yourself, like judge yourself, experiment with yourself, and discover yourself of what all you're capable of. And right now, the world is actually moving into a very creative way of living. So more options are going to open up. So it's way easier to break the stereotype. Like 10 years back, I think it was like, do that. I think right now, all your gateways are open. So just go out there and kill it, man. I think like that's the advice that I have for you.
So what a wonderful experience, Kanupriya. And we are so, pleased to have you here. It was a wonderful,
Thank you so much.
wonderful experience. And I thank Miss Kanupriya for giving us her precious time and sharing her, experiences with her. And I'm sure all of you who are aspiring to, take your passion as a career, you must have had a lot of advices from her, words of wisdom from her. And stay tuned with Modern School Quota. We have a lot of pearls in our basket. We'll keep coming back. Thank you so much. Signing off. This is Shilpa Chawla from Modern School Quota with Kanupriya Raniwala. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thank you for
Bye-bye.
joining.
Bye, guys.